So let's take a look at my new deck. It is a dungeon speedrun deck, and it's kind of a mix of two decks, and its goal is to venture into the dungeon a lot of times. So we got the Warhounds, for 2 mana, you got a 3/1 that can get you a lands, a plains, if the opponent controls more lands than you. Power, words, kill. So you destroy a creature. It cannot be an angel, demon, devil, dragon, but it's actually pretty good at an uncommon. And Triumphant Adventurer, it has Death Touch. It's a 1/1 that has first strike when it's your turn, and you can venture into the dungeon when it attacks Mimic. So I used to have a 3 dungeon map, but it was way too much, so I kept 1 and I added a couple of Mimic, and you can sack it to get men of any color, or pay 2 to make it be a shapeshifter, 3/3, and got the containment. Okay, so this is removal, and removes almost anything that is not a land. So it does generate treasure token, but this can be used in your favor if you want some extra mana, but it's great removal. Nadaar, Selfless Paladin. It is a Dragon Knight, a 3/3, Vigilance, ETB, venture into the dungeon. That's what we like to see. And if you completed a dungeon, other creatures get +1/+1. Awesome. Acererak the Archlich. So it's a 5/5 for 3, but you got to complete Tomb of Annihilation before it can be put into the battlefield. But then it will generate zombie tokens, and there's a zombie sub-theme to this deck, and the dungeon map gives you colorless, or you can venture into the dungeon for a 3 and tap. The skeletons, when it dies, you venture into the dungeon. So yeah, that's very nice. And it is a 4/3 for 4. So okay for standards. So the Planar Ally. Now this is very nice. For 5 mana, it's a 3/3 flying that can venture into the dungeon when it attacks. So it's just great. Now the mana base. We're gonna see some, some Zendikar lands and stuff, but mostly basic lands, 9 plains, 4 swamps. There are a lot of white mana symbols, but there's also the other lands. Got the Brightclimb Pathway, which can come into play as either white or black. It is great. And the Shineshadow Snarl, you can reveal a plains or a swamp, and then it does not enter tapped, so you're gonna wanna cast this first probably, and it taps for white or black, and of course Evolving Wilds, because it's in the set, the Forgotten Realms set. But yeah, you know these cards, right? So what you want to do is you want to play the Tomb of Annihilation. Go the left way usually, and just you can actually use dungeon map as fodder for the tomb, and to get that 4/4 God Horror. And you also want to cast some aspirants, because they will get your creatures +1/+1 counters. But you want to get this into the board first, because of the tokens it can give the counters. It can give counters to itself, and of course you always want to use the containment to kind of remove stuff, and use the Archlich to complete the end dungeon, and of course, because of the Tomb of Annihilation, right? Because it's okay if you sack a creature if it's going to venture into the dungeon. And of course, this is a straight up evasion. So yeah, the lands will get you what you need. This mana base is solid. So I'm gonna show you a match where I won the first one. Took a few games, but I did win. So yeah. So let's see, and okay. So this is the previous deck, and it was okay. I made some changes. Now it's even better. But yeah, it's a dungeon speedrun deck, as you know, and I'm playing ranked. So I got 3 lands, the aspirants, and yeah, dungeon map. I mean, it's not that useful, but planes, and playing against the guy who it's the first time I won with this deck. So has the Preacher and Swamp, and the Adventure. Death Touch ventures into the dungeon when it attacks, and of course the Aspirant is great. It gives +1/+1 counters. So he's playing black and white as well, white and black, and yeah, let's see what happens. I have the Planar Ally, which is a flyer. Okay, pacifism is nerfing my creature and attacking. See, too many dungeon maps, that's why I corrected the deck, but it's great now. So I'm probably gonna cast the Adventurer. Yeah, there we go. And let's see what I target. Okay, I target the Adventurer. Nice. So Swamp. And okay, a little wait. Their tactics. Exile target creature. And attacking. Okay, seems like I'm done for right? But let's see. A swamp. And I can cast well, a dungeon map, I guess. But I'm going to go for the Adventurer. Very nice. Still handing out counters. So I got a couple of 2/2s and planes, and my opponents will... Okay, cast a creature, 2/2, another speaker. Okay, some counters as it seems. Creature has vigilance, and it can, well, the containment is a awesome removal, so I just remove that, so I can put some counters on the Adventurer. Okay, cast a spell, and of course I attack. And then I can venture into the dungeon. So I choose the Annihilation, because you know I have some zombies, and well, I think it's a great dungeon. You know, the left part of it. Okay, so Daxis, and he attacks me, and the Paladin, and this guy, I'm going to, yeah, there you go, venture into the dungeon. So just gonna discard the cards, and I will put a counter on the Paladin. There you go. Resolve. So I will attack, even though there's no point in doing so, but I can actually venture into the dungeon. So yeah. So he will lose 2 life, and I will sack that creature that is kind of useless, but at the same time it's giving out the counters, you know, so he takes damage. Very nice. Just passes. Planes. Planar Ally. Awesome. An angel. It's a great creature. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with both, of course. I can take out any of the blocking creatures, and I will venture and get my 4/4 God Horror. And I'll venture again. You know, just to drain some life. Not really, but yeah. He's gonna block my stuff. He's doomed now. Okay, you cast something, and okay. Sister has 1 card, a Griffin Generator, and couple of creatures. Well, I'm gonna cast the Warhounds and the map. The map is not useless, but we're not one copy now. So I am attacking for the kill, and of course he has to lose some life. On top of that, then he just concedes a I win the game. So it's the first game I won, you know, using the first iteration of this dungeon speedrun. And here's the latest game with the new deck. I'm probably gonna, you know, put this in the description of the video. It's a rune crab, so it's a mill deck. It's not gonna be that easy. And I'm already losing cards, losing more cards as the adventure, and 1-2. So I will mill more, and I do not have a lot of lands, but I have the Aspirant, and it's a 2-2 now. Okay, a mill. So from what I see, when you begin playing this deck, you know, the early game is kind of scary, but then things get great and it's very smooth. Casting the Warhound and putting a counter on the Aspirant. Okay, it's gonna jump block, sure. So the dog actually helps me get lands. Okay, he nerfed my Aspirant, but it can still generate +1/+1 counters. And yes, I'm thinking, what will I do? So I, cast another adventure, or cast an adventure, and attack with the 4-2. It doesn't want to lose the rune crab, otherwise this game is over. So creature 0-4, creature that makes you mill cards. Okay, and yeah. No, this is kind of scary mid-game too. But then I just cast Nadaar, Selfless Paladin, it's a Dragon Knight, and I get to, use the dungeons. They're all nice. You can use any of them. I like the tomb, especially with this kind of deck, but it varies. So just gonna put a counter on the dog. The other has Death Touch, and yeah, venturing again. So left way is the way. So I will not discard. I will discard actually. Yes. Okay. Some blocking here. I lose a creature. And loses a creature. Or two. So Evolving Wilds. I use this card as well. It's very nice. As filler, of course. So the 6/6 golem that makes you mill. Okay, so I will the containment, the 6/6, and put a counter on the 3/3, and we'll attack. And I venture. So this time you have to sack a creature, artifact, or lands. I'm just gonna sack the Aspirants. I want my attackers. So, yeah, he's really, making sure that the crab stays alive. So, yeah. My turn. He's done for. I'll probably cast the Aspirants. Oh, I go for the Acererak. Okay. Okay, rejects. Counter card target creature spell. But I still attack. And I still enter the dungeon and get my god or whatever. And he's at 5. I'm at 19. This is so awesome. And okay, the merfolk, the adventure, and yeah, that's it. I win. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, leave a comment,